Hi, this is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman, and today we're getting you ready for St. Patrick's Day. Hi, my name is Ruth Theresa with One Inspiring Woman. I'm an intuitive psychic medium here in the Sugar Land area. That's just outside of Houston. I work with my angels and guides to assist my clients in many areas of their lives, to bring them special messages from loved ones who have passed, to dialogue with their angels for guidance into their own situation, or to assist them with their own psychic abilities. If you like my content, please make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. So today we're talking about Celtic knots, and I will tell you, I have been drawn to Celtic knots most of my life and always felt really drawn to them. I have them in several different places in my house. Some of them are on pieces of jewelry. So this is one that I've had for quite a number of years, and I really love this one. I also have them on some of my tapestries, and I have some on some blankets in the living room. But I will tell you that really it was kind of a way to remember something. A lot of sailors would tie knots into things and kind of like two hearts together, and they would do that to kind of symbolize their love that they left back at home. Sometimes it was decoration. Sometimes it was an easy way to kind of show off their handiwork, because a lot of times they had to cut down the certain type of grass and dry it out and then make that into a rope and then kind of make that into a decoration. So it was like a labor of love. It wasn't just like, oh, here, 5 seconds later, here it is. It took time and effort to do it. I think one of the things that's really cool about the Celtic knots is, especially if you look at mine and on my necklace here, but as well, I'm going to be showing you some different knots. And some of the knots, like, you can't ever find a beginning or an end. And to me, it reminds me of like a wedding band. You know, there's no beginning and there's no end. There's always just circular energy. And I think that's really what I love about the Celtic knots. You can't ever find the beginning or the end. It's constantly motioning through the energy of the knot. And so it's kind of just always bringing that back around. I will say, usually when they first started in kind of like the 6th century or so, they were kind of made out of ornate cords or different types of rope that they would make, usually out of grasses, and then they would kind of tie that grass, dry it out, and tie it into different things. I think that's the really cool part. Everybody has like a different one that they love. But if you were to go to Ireland, I've never been there, but if I were to go, I have seen so many decorations and so many pictures of it, and they use them for so many different things. Sometimes are very useful purposes, and then some of them are literally just, it's to be a decoration. There's nothing else going on with it but having that decoration there and kind of that energy of it as well. A lot of people think that there is energy caught up in a Celtic knot, and I think so too. It's one of those, just being drawn to them for most of my life, they always have that amazing energy in them. They're, like I said, they're constantly flowing that energy in and around, and most of the time you really can't see from the front side of it where the rope begins or ends, and that's kind of that fabulous energy in it as it flows around. So just so you know, Celtic knots are a favorite of mine, and they may be a favorite as yours as well. Let's pull some angel cards and hopefully get you some more insight into all things Celtic knot as we get ready for St. Patty's Day. Let's see. This one right up on the bottom is the one that's coming up first. Surrender and release. With this, it's one of those, there are knots that are for surrendering and releasing and letting go of old things. They can be typical Celtic knots, and there are some to avoid or get away from curses, which I think is really cool. So it's something that has a lot of energy in it as well. Our next card coming up is freedom. So many times, that's kind of the freedom of a Celtic knot. There is no, like, it has to be this one way. And most Celtic knots have more than one name. Sometimes it's a lover's knot, but sometimes it's a love to be lost knot, that sort of thing. So it's kind of like each one has its own individuality, but they also have many names. So there is no like rhyme or reason, like it has to have so many loops or it has to look like this. That's kind of the cool part of it. So you kind of get to interpret your own way. Our next one is miracles. When people started first making these, it was, I don't want to say like a miracle, like, oh my gosh, you can tie a knot kind of thing, but it had a lot of energy in it. It had a lot of miraculous energy, and they do have some knots that are for healing, which I thought was really interesting. I didn't find that out until I was a little bit older, but it's one of those that can bring in such healing of just having that knot around you. And some of them are small and some of them are a little bit bigger, but I think it's really cool to have those knots in and around you. If you have a Celtic knot, please post a picture. I would love to see it. I will post like during this video several of mine that I really, really love, but know that they have amazing energy in them. I thank you so much for joining me today, and I know that we'll be talking again soon.